Initializing Jarvis. Good morning, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Jarvis.
Okay, let me know the date.
September 7th,
And the time, Jarvis?
4:07 a.m.
Jarvis, I need to draw some calculations. Can you please open the calculator?
Opening calculator.
Wow, that's really fine. Jarvis, I need to hear some music. Can you open YouTube?
Opening YouTube.
Wow, that's really fine. It's opening the YouTube. Jarvis, I need to post some photo on Instagram. Can you open Instagram, please?
Opening Instagram.
Wow, it's opening in Instagram. Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to be building this virtual assistant called JARVIS using JavaScript. So without wasting any time, I'm going to start the tutorial now. So right now I'm in the VS Code and I get a folder that's called JavaScript JARVIS. And I passed here two files that's called index.html and another one is called for the style sheet that's called style.css. Actually, I'm not wasting time to designing the HTML and the CSS file. You can get this code in the video description as a GitHub link. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to simply run this file and also discuss about that what actually happening inside this code. So if I click here and you can see here open with live server. So this is nothing but one VS Code extensions. So just go on here and install these extensions. Otherwise it's not showing up in your VS Code. So just type here the live server. So you can see your live, let's say server. Okay, this one, just install this live server, right? And in my case, it's already installed. So it's actually give you some extra profit to run your HTML file in the live server. So that you don't need to click here the index.html file again and again. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to click here and open with live server. And it will open my these applications in my one default web browsers. In my case, it's Google Chrome. And you can see here the GIF images of Iron Man and also one tag that's called Jarvis. And you can see here, I'm a virtual assistant Jarvis. How may I help you? And also one button, right? And you can see here the favicon, the icon is showing up here, right? This is nothing but my local host in the live server, right? So now what I'm going to do here, you can also create here the web apps. So that what I can do, I'm just going to click here and go on the more tools. And you can see here create shortcut so that I don't need to actually open this window again and again. It just click on here the open as a window and click here to create. So it will create one shortcut on your taskbar. So if I minimize it and you can see here, you can see it create one shortcut, right? So if I going to click here to close it, and if I try to run it here again, and you can see here it will opening, right? So this is how it actually works. You can also see the local host ID also, right? So now what I'm going to do here, how you change something inside this code, it will change in here automatically, right? So I'm going to minimize it right now. So what actually happening inside this code? So this is the boilerplate code for the index.html. So this is the main part. And inside this one, we're just going to create here on sections of main. And we're going to give here one div for image container. We actually load here our GIF images. And we create one div of images, the gifify.gif. This is the GIF images. You can see here GIF images. And this is nothing but my favicon, right? If I go on here, you can see here in the shortcut icon, you can see here the avatar.png, this file, right? And you can see here, I also add here my CDN for the font awesome that you see in the applications having one button, right? So that's why I'm going to add here my CDN for the font awesome and also connect my style.css and also my script for the JavaScript, right? And now I need to create here one app.js file. So let's say app.js file, app.js. Now my JavaScript file is created, right? So this is how you can link the JavaScript file and also the CSS file, right? Now you can see here, this is nothing but text and this is the text also. And you can see this is the main part. We have one button of class of talk. You can make it also the ID. And you can see here the HFA microphone alt. This is nothing but more for my icon for the microphone. This icon, right? This icon. It's actually coming from my CDN, right? So now what I'm going to do here, I also create here one class for content so that we can show this out. When you say that hi Jarvis, how are you, it will showing up in the button, right? So this is the actual code for the HTML and this is for the style sheet CSS. Don't return the code, right? So now we are going to focusing on the JavaScript code. This is the fun part. So now what I'm going to do here, just going to open this HTML file and you can see here we have one button that's called the talk and also one content. So when a person clicking on this button, an event can be happening, right? So that we need to, what we need to do now, we need to actually call it inside our JavaScript file. Again, we need to call it inside our JavaScript file using DOM, right? Document.get element by class, because this is a class name. So now go on here. So let's say document.get element by ID or class name. So it should be the class names, right? Because this is one class. If I go on here, you can see this is a class. So now I have to put here my class name. So let's say give here my class name. So my class name is nothing but my talk, right? And now we have another one that's called the content. The same, this is also one class. So let's call it out. So let's say document.get element by class name, and we can give here my content. That's it. That's it. Now let's assign it to variable. Let's call the const button btn. Okay, fine. And also let's say const btn. So it's also okay, not button, actually it should be the content. Okay, fine. But it's a good practice. Don't use this get element by class names or get element by ID. We can use here the query selector, so that you don't need to actually give here which one is the ID, which one is the class. So just going to use this query selector, and we can give here dot as a class name and hash as an ID name. Simple. Using this, you can actually just put here 1 1. Don't use here get element by ID or get element by class names like that. Okay. So this is also one class. Well, now what we're going to do here, we're going to simply create your functions. So which one take one sentence, and after that it will speak, right? So in order to create one function is JavaScript, you need to create give here one keyword that's called functions and your function name. So my function name is nothing but speak, and it will take one text, or you can say syntaxes. Now after that, we need to create here one speech synthesis. We need to create here one speech synthesis, and we need to pass here this text. So for that, you're going to use here new speech, right? Speech, and that's called the synthesis utterance. And I need to pass here my text, this text, and then I'm going to store it inside one variables. Let's say const, let's say this called the text. Let's call speak. Okay, speak, like that. Then I'm going to add here the rate and also the pitch and also the volume. So this is the parameter you can give. So let's first give here the rate. So let's give here the rate should be 1, and also give here the speak dot volume. If you miss my Python one, so it's also same as the Python, just having some changes. I just follow in the code here. If you miss this out, my Python one, how can create a JARVIS using Python, you can also follow this out. So this is how actually working in the JavaScript also. So let's say text speak, and you can give here the pitch. So let's say give here the pitch should be 1. Now what you need to do, you need to also speak this using our window. So let's say window dot speech synthesis, right, dot speak, and I'm going to pass here my text to speak, this one, right? This is my text that's passing inside my speech synthesis utterance, and we give here the rate and also the volume and the pitch. Now what I'm going to do, you can simply call these speech functions. But how do I call it? How do I call it? So how actually, if you see the demo, how I run the program for the first time, it will say initializing JARVIS, right? That's mean how I load this program, it will automatically call. It will automatically call. So this is one load event, simple. So let's say window dot add event listener. So this is add event listener, and this event name is load, right? Because this is one load event listener. So while web page is loading, it will try to load this one and calling these functions. Okay, so now we're going to pass here and call back functions. This one, this is how work in JavaScript. And then what we're going to do here, we simply call these speak functions. So let's say speak. Okay, we call this one speak in our program. And let's say hello, or let's say initializing JARVIS. Okay, there should be initializing JARVIS, like that. Well, then if I am trying to run the code, so how can I run it? If I go on here and let's see, my auto save mode is right now not on. So when you're trying to save one file, you need to use here Ctrl S, right? Because when you actually though the auto saving mode should be on, so when you're trying to say something on that, it will automatically give me some error or speaking like that. So that's why I'm just going to save it file now.
Initializing JARVIS.
And you can hear initializing JARVIS, right? If you can see, this is my files. Okay, so let's go like that. Okay, and now if I go on here and trying to save it, Control S.
Initializing JARVIS.
Okay, you can see initializing JARVIS. If I reload it,
Initializing JARVIS.
okay, so this is how it will actually work, right? So now we actually create our speak functions. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take the command using this microphone. Then we can speak. Let's say open Google, hey Jarvis, and it will say that hello master, or hello boss, like that. So but before that, we can also wish me that good morning sir, or good night, or good afternoon. So we can call on functions, we can create on functions. That's we do in the Python also, right? So for that, we need to create here. So let's create it out. So let's call the functions. Okay, so here is it. Okay, functions. Okay, not like that. So it should be the functions, and let's say wish me, right? Wish me, it will wish me that good morning or good night, like that. So for that, okay, it got me some error. Okay, it's called a function. Oh my god. Okay, now it's fine. Sorry for that. So now what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to create the objects of the date. So let's say new date. Let's call date. Simple. Now I'm going to assign it into a variable. Let's call const. Let's say this is nothing but my day. Now I'm going to extract the day to hour. So let's say get hour. So this is a get, and we need the get hours. So this is also one method, or you can see the functions. So let's assign it to a variable that's called, okay, you can see it as a bird, because this is the changeable parameter. So let's say bird, and let's say this is nothing but my hour. Okay, day.get hour. Now if the hour is consisting between the 0 to 12, it's nothing but the good morning. So let's say if hour is greater or equal to 0, I just talking about the international hour, right? So let's say hour is less than 12, and I'm going to say that good morning. Let's speak, and I'm going to say that the good morning. Okay, morning, like that. And then what I'm going to do here, you can also add it inside your context also, right? You can change it on the context, but let's take it out simple. And then we have the 2-1. Let's say good afternoon. So this will be the afternoon. So okay, let's say afternoon. So let's say afternoon, and this is nothing but called the evening. Okay, simple. Or you can say, let's say sir, or you can say the master, or you can say the, let's say boss. Okay, so this is nothing but for if the hour is greater or equal to 12 and less equal to 70. Okay, that's equal to 70. Okay, greater equal, right? So greater 12, and it is afternoon, otherwise it should be the evening. So let's see, like that. You can also change it out. Let's say this is called else if. Okay, not elif. So let's save it.
Initializing JARVIS.
Oh shit, let's also call it out. So let's call this out here, and I'm just going to now save this file. Let's see.
Initializing JARVIS. Good morning, boss.
Oh, it's a good morning. That's really fine. It's working fine here now. So now what I'm gonna do here, now we're gonna taking the command using our microphone, because we give here the text manually. If you can see, initializing Jarvis manually. Now we're taking the input from the microphone using this microphone, right? So for that, what I'm gonna do here, we simply create here the instance of the speech recognition. So for that, what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to use my window. So let's call window dot speech. Okay, this is the speech recognitions. And let's say also give here one WebKit speech recognition. Let's say it's not working in the Brave, maybe it is working on the Google Chrome. That's why I just use here this one, multiple one. So let's say WebKit. Okay, that's the WebKit speech recognitions. Just going to copy this out. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, I am going to simply store it inside our variable. So let's say this should be constant. and let's say constant should be the speech recognitions, like that. Now after that, I'm going to actually creating here the uh, objects for that speech recognitions. So for that, what I'm gonna do here, I'm simply calling here the speech recognitions. Let's call speech recognitions, and this is the objects. Now I'm going to store it inside one variable that's called recognitions. So make sure you, when you create one objects, make sure you use here the new keyword, otherwise it's not working. So let's say const, and I'm going to call this recognition, okay, recognitions, like that. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to use the recognition to get one result. To get one result that's coming from the microphone. So let's say recognitions. Let's call recognitions and dot on result. And inside this on result, I'm going to pass here my event. So my event is nothing but a microphone event, right? And I'm going to create here on call functions. And after that, now I need to give here my index that's coming from my events. So let's say event dot result index. Okay, so this is nothing but my current index that's actually coming via this event. So I'm going to store it. So let's say const current index equal to events dot index result. So you can see here this is nothing but a camel case result index. Now I'm going to pass it inside my event result. So let's say event dot results, because it have multiple results. So I'm going to pass here my current index, and it have two index. We're going to using here the 0, 1, and then I'm going to pass here my transcript. Okay, transcript. Just we're going to actually convert this event that coming from the microphone. We simply export it in a transcript, right? So that we can read it. And after that, pass it inside my functions, like take command functions. So now I'm going to store it inside the variable that's called const. Let's say transcript. Just copy this out. Okay, that's it. Fine. Now I am going to also changing my content. I'm going to change this content. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to create a function that's called text content, and I'm going to say that this is my transcript right now. Well, then I'm going to create here on functions. Take command. When I clicking this button, my recognition button, the recognize will be started, and after that it is calling on functions. So when I clicking this button, so let's say button dot at event listener. So the event is nothing but my click, and this is one callback functions. So this is like that, and we need to recognize the start recognitions. Let's say recognize dot start. We cannot speak actually. Start. Okay, and after that we need to also changing here my text content. So this is nothing but text content. So what I can do, we can simply say that content dot content dot the text content equal to, let's say, listening, like that. Okay, then what I'm going to do, we are going to pass this text content inside our command functions. So let's say call take command. So you need to also clear this out. Let's call text content dot to lowercase, right? Because we're going to taking this command in a lowercase letter. Okay, to lowercase. There should be lowercase. That's fine. Now we need to actually creating this take command functions. So how are we actually clicking this button? When I clicking this button, we're going to recognize the voices that's coming from the microphone, and based on the voices, we are going to do some text. Let's say open Google or open YouTube, like the text. That's why I just call these functions. Now I need to create this function that's called the take command, right? Let's create this right now. It's called functions, and let's call take command, right? And then, oh, okay, this is not text content. This should be transcript. Okay, we just changes the content, right? So it's not constant. Oh my god. So content dot transcript, like that. So function that's called take command is calling up. So how are we actually clicking this button? So let's check this out also. It is working here or not correctly. Let's save this out.
Initializing JARVIS. Good morning, boss.
Okay. So let's click on this button. You can see here listening, right? That's mean it will working fine here. Okay, because you are listening, right? That means it also changes content, right? So let's say, hey Jarvis, what's up? Okay, it's called what's up. Hello Jarvis, how are you? Oh, that's working fine. Hello Jarvis, how are you? Right? So this is how it actually works, but it's not taking command yet. It's not taking command yet because we don't create here the functions again, right? So now what I'm gonna do here, I'm just going to simply taking one message, right? Let's call message, okay, because we're going to pass here the message inside my command functions. Now, if the message is included hey or hello, the Jarvis will speak, hello boss, how may I help you? Like that. So let's say if the message dot includes let's say hey, or it can be the hello. Okay, so we can use here the or. So message dot includes, and let's say call hello, because all are coming as a lowercase letter. You can see here we actually convert this into the lowercase letter, so that's why. So we can speak hello sir, how may I help you? Okay, that's it. So now let's try this out also. Otherwise else okay, let's say make it more intelligence, right? Make it more intelligent. Okay, so okay, fine, now save it.
Initializing JARVIS. Good morning, boss.
Good morning too. Let's click on here. Hey Jarvis.
Hello, sir. How may I help you?
Okay, that's really working fine. Let's go like that. Okay, now let's check this out here. Hey Jarvis, I don't know.
Hello, sir. How may I help you?
Okay, it's a hey Jarvis, right? So when actually uh it's the message is including the hello, it will speak hello sir. But if the message is not containing the hello word or the hey word, it's a make it more intelligent or make me more intelligent. Let's say make me, or let's say more intelligent, or add more feature like that. Okay, so let's try to save it now.
Initializing JARVIS. Good morning, boss.
Okay, good morning too. Okay, now let's click here. Time please.
Make more intelligent.
Okay, it's a make okay. Make more intelligent like that. So it's working now. Now what I need to do, we need to add here so many if clauses. So let's say add here another one. Let's call if message dot include, let's say it's a open Google, like that. So it will opening, let's say window dot open, and I have to pass here my https colon, and let's say google.com, and let's say make it as a blank. Okay, and let's say I also speak it that opening Google, like that. Opening Google. Okay, now let's try this out. Okay, okay, fine. Now let's save it.
Initializing JARVIS.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, boss.
Thank you. Okay, now let's click on here. Open Google Jarvis.
Opening Google.
Okay, it's a Google is opening. Well, that's really fine. Okay, now we can add more feature here. We can open the YouTube. We can open the Instagram. So let's say try to copy this out, and I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to paste it here. Let's say this is called YouTube. So just change it out here. Open YouTube, just YouTube, like that. And let's say open the Facebook. and let's call this should be the Facebook. Okay, so just change it out here, opening YouTube, and let's say opening, let's go to Facebook, right? Or opening the Instagram, like that. So now let's see it is working here fine or not. Save it.
Initializing JARVIS. Good morning, boss.
Okay, now let's click on here, open YouTube.
Opening YouTube.
Oh, that's working fine. Well, open Facebook.
Opening Facebook.
Okay, that's really fine. Okay, now let's check this out for the Hey Jarvis. Hey Jarvis, what's up?
Hello, sir. How may I help you?
Okay, that's really working fine. Now I'm going to add here more feature to make this one more intelligent. Let's try this out. So right now I'm going to add more feature. So let's say I'm going to add here one feature that's called what is, right? So when you say the what is, or say the what is Python, it will open in the Google and search it based on the query. It will say this is what I found on the internet regarding this or this. Then I'm going to add here another one that's called the Wikipedia. So when you're searching something, let's say who is Tony Stark based on the Wikipedia, but according to the Wikipedia, it will searching on the Wikipedia on that. Then after that, I'm going to add here the time. What time is it right now? So this is for the time. And then I'm going to add here my date. Let's say Jarvis date, please. Right? So this is about for the date. And also I'm going to add here for the calculator. Let's say Jarvis, open the calculator. It will open the calculator, right? And otherwise it will searching in the Google if it is not consisting the command inside this else conditions. And I also change here this if to be else if, right? So just need to change it out. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to save this file.
Initializing JARVIS. Good morning, boss.
Okay, it's working. Now I'm going to open this Jarvis one. So this is how my Jarvis looks like. So I'm going to check this out that is really working out or not. So for that, I need to click on here. What time is it right now, Jarvis?
2:48 a.m.
Okay, that's working fine here. And Jarvis, date please.
September 7th.
Okay, working fine also. So Jarvis, open the calculator.
Opening calculator.
Okay, calculator is opening. Okay, fine, cool. Okay, so I'm going to search something on the Google. Let's say, what is Python?
This is what I found on internet regarding what is
Okay.
Python.
Python is a high-level general purpose programming language. Well, it's also working fine. Let's say I'm going to search something on the Wikipedia. Who is Tony Stark according to the Wikipedia?
This is what I found on internet regarding who is Tony Stark according to the Wikipedia.
Okay, this is how it's fine. Tony Stark, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, Iron Man 1. Fine. So if I am trying to say something, which one is not available inside this command? Who is Knowledge Doctor?
This is what I found on internet regarding who is Knowledge Doctor.
Okay, that's really fine. This is our channels. Okay, that's really working fine here. So that's it for today now. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial and make sure to subscribe to channels and don't forget to hit the bell icons. And I'll be back with the tutorial. So till then, take care. Bye bye.